Y'all, about 2 years ago, my daughter came to me and said, James, I think something is seriously wrong. I need to go to the hospital. My hands are numb, my feet are numb, and my heart is racing. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is not even my blood child. She is my stepchild. And yet she has inherited my irrational relationship with anxiety. And it was at that moment I said, God, what can I do to help her? And that's when He helped me understand parasympathetic parenting. When you begin to understand this, it will change your life forever, I promise, and your kids will be the greatest beneficiary of it. It's parasympathetic parenting is this. It's understanding your central nervous system has two modes: sympathetic mode, parasympathetic mode. Sympathetic mode is fight or flight, which is the mode that most of us are in whenever we have racing thoughts. When our mind is constantly going, our brain doesn't know that our mind exists. It just translates the emotions that our thoughts create and then releases chemicals into our body based on those emotions. So when we're constantly sitting down fixated on these awful scenarios, our brain is like, whoa, something awful's happening. And it's sending cortisol and adrenaline to our bodies. It's also saying, hey, all like 80 to 90% of available oxygen leave the vital organs and go to the hands and feet because James needs to run or fight. And so that's why in the middle of a panic attack, you get numb hands and numb feet. But here's the kicker. When you can begin to, if you just do something simple like breathe in through your nose real fast and out through your mouth, that kickstarts your parasympathetic nervous system. Another thing that works, because sometimes just a simple breathing like that doesn't work because you're like in major sympathetic activated mode. Pouring cold water on your head, something that will just kickstart your vagus nerve into transferring the mode to parasympathetic mode, because that's called rest and digest. And there's so many verses in the Bible that talk about the rest that we can receive, how healing comes through rest. There's so many ways that rest can multiply the quality of our lives. But to do that, we have to have the self-discipline to remove these rage-baiting distractions that are all over social media and just sit back and fixate on what is important. Okay, spending time with my kids is important. All right, sitting down at the feet of the Father and just worshiping Him is important. So then setting aside time each day in rest to do that, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to sit here doom scroll and just fixate on an awful outcome. Does that make sense? If that helped you out, leave me a comment on the number one way you fixate on disasters. Is it financial, relationship, or health?